Hi guys, so this reading will be for Taurus. I was inspired to do these readings for the solar eclipse and new moon in Taurus that will be on April 30th. It's eclipse season is a very intense time of transformative type energy, very disruptive in the sense that with this type of solar eclipse the solar eclipse in particular, the shadow side will really be illuminated for you to see clearly. And since it has to do with the new moon in Taurus, the card representing Taurus in tarot is the Hierophant, which has to do with the way that we conduct ourselves, in particular our patterns, our belief systems, our belief structures, our behaviors. And so the shadowy aspects of these are going to be really visible for us to see, and we're going to be presented with a choice to change them. So that's the massive underlying energy with this on April 30th. So I was inspired to do some readings for the zodiacs for this. So let's do Taurus next. Yeah, fulfillment. So there's something that you've been working on growing. I feel like in general you're feeling more fulfilled in life, but you're still looking to expand to things that fulfill you even more. That's the sense I get with that first card. Yeah, you're being protected at this time while you're kind of doing this soul searching. There have been some outside forces that have been wanting to make it through, but it's not, because you're being protected. So it's almost like there's a storm being kept at bay while you're undergoing this transformation. Let's see. Interesting, Taurus. Leadership. Yeah, you're learning how to take the role in your life and be a leader regarding the things that bring you joy. Having this role brings you a lot of fulfillment, and so you're kind of learning how to embrace it. Yeah, and actually you've been working really diligently about this, Taurus. Whatever you've been learning or being diligent about acquiring, in maybe skill set or some type of knowledge base, but you're becoming a leader in that regard, in that field, or like in that subject, or in that activity, whatever it is that is bringing you fulfillment and joy. And being able to be a leader in that way is actually bringing you more joy. It could even be like at work, training someone new, or taking your spiritual practices to the next level is another example, or literally anything. Let's see if we can get more information. You kind of have this higher perspective now because you've been so diligent about whatever it is you're learning or studying or teaching, or both. You have this higher perspective and you're kind of coasting on it right now. Let's see. Yeah. This is bringing you a lot of joy. It's bringing you a lot of joy. Let's see. Taurus. Yeah, and you're ready for this. You've been ready for this task. Also, you're ready for this leadership role. You're ready for the next steps that this brings. You've been working for this. You know what's coming. You know it's coming. All right, Taurus for the solar. Yeah, you know it's coming. Just like this volcano ready to erupt, you are ready for whatever this leadership role is in your life. Taurus, solar eclipse. Taurus, please. All right. Outer core. Fluidity. Yeah, so remember to be a bit adaptable, all right? Because sometimes what we've been working for and being diligent about and what we know is coming to us and what we've been thinking about and manifesting isn't always exactly the way that it arrives. And so the core may be the same, but the outside of it may look a little different. Okay, so remember to be a little bit fluid in that regard. It's like, yeah, you're ready. You've done your work. You've taken on this task, right? Or whatever it may be, this skill set or whatever. But remember to be adaptable. Yeah, because there's still a lot of depth in what's coming to you, but it may not be so visible on the surface. So do a little bit of exploring. Be adaptable and do a little bit of exploring. Fluid, flow. That's big. Because sometimes when we get so focused on something, it can become a little rigid, especially with this new moon in Taurus energy, and this reading is for Taurus, so there can be a little bit of rigidity. So remember that in regard to this, all right? Flow. Yeah, jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure. Say yes to change. It's exactly what I was just kind of talking about, right? Like, there's that sense of like not bending. So say yes to change. In other words, try to do things a little bit different than you normally would. Navigate within that flow, and there's a lot of magic and adventure to be had in the flow. Taurus. The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocent, rare gifts. Yeah, so it has to do with your gifts specifically. That's the sense I was getting. It was like some kind of skill set or that you've been working on building your skills up. Starkeeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. You are a very grounded sign already. That's a very important card because this is about holding the frequency. So again, when you're super focused on something and you're too rigid and not flowing, you lose this magic in the now of flow. Okay, so remember to hold that frequency of fluidity and flow, and things will naturally come to you when you are holding that vibration. Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Yeah, so there may be some issues that you are feeling you need support with. You could be overthinking. You could be keeping things on the surface. Okay. Call in support if you're finding it difficult to either get out of your head or float on the surface when you really need to take a closer look for that deep dive. You are in a transition phase, all right? It's the rigidity that's gonna limit you, and sometimes overthinking can cause that. All right, let's clarify with tarot. Taurus. Renewal. Yeah, so this is Judgment, reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, time to head in a new direction, clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. Yeah, so how perfect is that for what I was just talking about? It's kind of like a wake-up call, like, don't forget to flow. Don't be so rigid. That's just a huge, huge message that's coming for you. It's like you've been so good about being diligent about building your skill set, and this is really taking off for you, and you're going to be a leader in your whatever the subject is in that way. And you are holding the frequency, but don't forget to flow. All right, be adaptable, be fluid. Or else it's going to kind of keep you stuck. Taurus for the solar eclipse. All right, so wow. Oh my. All swords came out. So that's that overthinking, Taurus. Let me get one more here. Actually, yeah, I'm going to leave it like this because that's how it's supposed to be. All right, so you've put in a lot of work into being able to be a leader in regard to whatever it was that you were being diligent about learning. You put a lot of personal effort into that. And it actually involved a lot of self-healing. And it's almost like going through that and experiencing that is allowing you to help others in that way with that issue, now that you have built up this skill set. I don't know exactly what it's talking about, but I have a sense it has to do with spiritual practices, okay? It doesn't have to be. It could just be that you are putting a lot of effort internally in regard to becoming a leader in this way. But that's one of the main things that's coming through. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. So this is what's really highlighted for you for the solar eclipse, is this fluidity and this adaptability, because you are ready for what's to come next. However, if you kind of get stuck in these old ways and don't let go, and there's this like stubbornness of hanging on to your comfort zone or hanging on to the way that you want things to go, there's a lot of painful things that are going to show up here. There's some painful endings that are going to occur. There's some endings that are going to occur because of that stubbornness energy. So really check yourself on that. That's going to be highlighted for you for the solar eclipse, Taurus. And yeah, it could potentially lead to a lot of heartbreak. Alternatively, if you are able to call in support, right, from your star family, and under that it says you're not alone. Physical connection, community, and isolation. So if you're able to call in support from your connections and maintain the frequency in those connections, it's really going to help you be able to navigate this a little bit easier, because I feel like you've kind of been doing it alone for a long time. It's like you're used to getting things done by yourself too, and sometimes Taurus can be, more often than not, Taurus can be that kind of stubborn energy. So this is really about being adaptable in your connections with other people, and it's actually going to bring a lot of opportunities that you want to you. It's learning how to be in that flow, not overthink, and get out of your habits that are really ingrained, it's like this old way of thinking, this old way of doing things. So really, really take a close look at that. All right. This solar eclipse is going to be helping you with that. So call in support if needed from your soul family. Hold the frequency and flow. Try not to cling on to the stubbornness, and you will be just fine, because you have put in the work and you are ready to receive. All right, Taurus. Let's see. I think let me get a couple cards here. Yeah. Warning of events to come. So it depends how you play out this energy, right? It's like all those shadowy aspects are going to be illuminated for us to see. So look at it. Look at it. Look at it closely. This is what's being highlighted for you. Guidance for Taurus, please. Whoa. Step into your power. Get out of your head. Don't overthink. Step into your power. All right? Because this is like you're feeling defeated, or you may feel defeated when these things come up for you to see. That's natural. All right? But don't forget how powerful you are, and it doesn't come from the mind. Okay. So that's pretty good advice from Spirit. Step into your power. All right. All right, Taurus, we will check in with you next time. Take care.